Welcome to the Desert Shave Den. For today's shave, we're going to take a trip to a spooky barbershop. Let's get started. So I hope your week is going well whenever and wherever you're watching from. So for today's shave, we're going to be using Southern Witchcrafts Desairology soap, which is their take on a barbershop. More on the scent notes in a little bit. But for right now, we're going to try to get a face lather going with it. I've got my badger hairbrush soaking, and I've had some bloom water resting on the top of the soap tub for a few minutes. So I think we'll be able to whip up a nice lather rather easily. So the scent notes for Desairology are sandalwood, musk, vanilla, sage, and citrus. And it really is a beautiful scent. Certainly in the same vein or DNA as other barbershop scents, but like with anything Southern Witchcrafts, it's certainly got a unique bend to it. I actually, first tried Southern Witchcrafts when I ordered a sample of their Desairology soap off of Maggard's, and that's a pro tip if you want to try some different products at a relatively affordable price without committing to a giant tub that you could get stuck with. Maggard's is really a solid option. I'm not sponsored by them, but I'll give them a quick plug. I am fortunate enough to live in the Phoenix metropolitan area, which is near Razor Emporium, which has recently started carrying Southern Witchcrafts products. So I've had the opportunity to smell some of their different scents. I will say, they are all basically acquired scents. That's not to say they're bad. They're all very unique, and I think they're all thoughtfully put together. I really love the brand and the brand aesthetic. I'm a pet lover myself. I know they have their cats on their website listed as employees. But with that being said, not everybody is going to like all of their scents, and for some people, the entire brand just might not be the right vibe for them. But with that being said, Desairology really is one of their most approachable scents that I think could get, widespread mass appeal. The only other one that comes to mind that I've actually had an opportunity to smell is Labyrinth. That just has a nice, clean, kind of masculine, slightly cologne type scent. So if you want to get into Southern Witchcrafts and you've heard how good their vegan base is, but you're a little scared off by some of their fragrances like Autumn Ash, which has a dark, almost kind of burnt smell to it, Desairology is definitely a solid choice. You really can't go wrong. But also Labyrinth could be one to check out, and I would like to add that to my shave den in the near future. And today I'll be using my Merkur 34C along with a Vashkad blade. For the longest time, Astra Superior Platinum, Astra Greens were my just go-to blade pairing with, really any razor, but especially the 34C. But I recently got a sampler pack of the Vashkad blades, and for whatever reason, they've been very forgiving for me. I really struggle to nick myself with them, and I still get a smooth, efficient shave with them. So really happy with the Vashkad blades. After a quick pass on my right cheek, I'm noticing the lather is just a tad dried out, a little bit pasty, so I'm going to add some more water to it. So although I've done a face lather, I have also done a bowl lather with the Southern Witchcrafts and gotten a great lather that way as well. I guess it's just a matter of over time seeing which ones work best for me, or maybe it's just, this morning I had an early meeting, so I just wanted to go straight ahead to a face lather. But the main thing is, Southern Witchcrafts for a vegan soap is just really great. It produces really rich, protective lather, great cushion and glide, and it's really hard to screw up a shave with this soap. And as always, the 34C is just a great daily driver. It's a razor I'll have in my repertoire in my shave den for the rest of my shaving life. For some background, I sort of got into wet shaving in the summer of 2022 after I decided to shave off my beard that I had had for a few years. I really didn't know anything about wet shaving, so I just went on Etsy and got a set where it was, a nice razor and stand and brush and lathering bowl all in one. And it was nice to start off with all those components, but really the razor ended up being way too aggressive. Of course, at the time, I didn't even know what the difference between aggressive and mild or efficient were. So I was just really cutting up my face, and it was, definitely not enjoyable. I thought there was a good chance I would just give up on the traditional wet shave altogether. But after, getting on wet shaving YouTube and Reddit, the different wet shaving subreddits, I took a shot at the 34C because it's, certainly very popular. It seems like everyone has one. And that really sort of rescued me from all the issues I was having. It was just night and day. All of a sudden, I could enjoy a wet shave, and I didn't have to turn my face into hamburger. So I'm guessing if you're watching this, you probably already have a 34C in your shave den, but if you're new to wet shaving or just considering wet shaving, you really can't go wrong starting with a 34C. Just an awesome all-around razor. So with the first pass done, this is definitely already feeling like it's well on its way to a good shave. I'm probably in socially acceptable territory. We'll definitely need at least one more pass, and then we'll see if we need more touch-ups. But it's already looking like a really promising shave this morning. Not to get ahead of myself, but just to talk a little bit about the aftershave I'll be using today. As you may have seen in the opening shot, I'll be using a small size, it's actually a sample size, again, purchased from Maggard's, of Barrister & Mann's Cologne Russe. I've found getting the samples off of Maggard's have been very helpful, especially when it comes to Barrister & Mann in particular, their aftershaves. I have always loved the skin feel of their aftershaves. I have at least 2 or 3 in my shave den, but recently added the Cologne Russe sample and actually their Spice sample. I've heard that's a replica of vintage Old Spice, so certainly had to try that. If you've used Barrister & Mann, you know that the quality of the aftershave and the perfuming they do are all first-rate, top-notch. At least from my experience, they do have a very broad spectrum, or pendulum, you might say, as far as, wow, this stuff is awesome, or wow, what were they thinking? And I think that comes from the fact that they're willing to take risks and do some different things. It's certainly different from, let's say, for example, fine accoutrements, where they stick to classic scents. They have the Barber Blue, which I think smells like Floyd Blue. They have their Creative Ventus clone called Platinum, American Blend. So they have some really classic things. But Barrister & Mann definitely, they take some chances. They do limited releases. And a little bit like Southern Witchcrafts, some of them aren't going to be for everybody. So I've really liked getting samples. But with that being said, this Cologne Russe is really good, and after I apply it, I'll talk a little bit more about the specific fragrance notes of that one. Okay, so the second pass is done, and let's see where we are. Okay, so after rinsing, this shave definitely could be done. I could call it right now. Just a small patch maybe under my right jaw, and if I really wanted to be nitpicky, I could get just a little bit of lingering stubble on the left side of my chin. So let's lather up just on those areas and do what'll be hopefully one final touch-up pass. Okay, let's rinse and see where we are. And yeah, this shave is 100% done. This is, I would say, darn near BBS, if not super high, darn fine shave territory. Not a nick in sight. Really happy with this. So now that we're done, I'm going to do one final cold water rinse, and then I'll towel off. So as I said earlier, we're going to be using Barrister & Mann's Cologne Russe Aftershave Splash. So according to their website, they claim that this is a throwback to the Russian royal family that they were using in the 19th century or discontinued in the early 20th century. So I don't know if that means it's the Romanovs used something similar as a perfume or cologne. I'm not sure. I was a little nervous about this is one of the Barrister & Mann's original fragrances. It's based on a 150-year-old recipe, so I wasn't certain about the scent, but let me tell you, it is just very pleasant, very light and lemony. The scent notes that they include are lemon, bergamot, petitgrain, and herbs with violet, rose, bay, and amber. And it's, I thought this would be a heavy, dense, dark fougere kind of thing, but I mean, it's nothing I can say other than it's very bright and pleasant. I mean, this could almost be a warm weather scent, but I really think you could wear it year round. Just smells awesome. So that's the shave. Really happy with how it turned out. Be sure to like and comment down below and subscribe if you want more content like this. Thanks again for watching, and have a nice day.